But yeah, it's good to see you. Good to see you here again. Good to see you. Do you know if there have been any other updates when it comes to the sponsor, the gaming bar of this event? You know, if there's any word on how many of these events they want to run? Is it indefinite? Let's-
I'm trying to. I know. I don't think so. I don't think I have any more information than we had before. I just know that like they want to like make a tournament so you could kind of like esport league.
nice.
But yeah. Meanwhile, we are in our first semifinals today, and we are on Oceanborn LE, looking at our player. The first player to introduce is in the top left. It's the pink Protoss player from Poland. Polish pink Protoss player. There we go. Representing Platinum Heroes. It is ArT.
The alliteration.
Everything starts with a P.
It's true, yeah. In Poland, it is accurate. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have his opponent. We have last week's or the previous edition's champion of the House Open Cup, number 1. We have the blue Terran player from the land of Poland representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Spirit. And when it comes to eSport, do you know what happened there? Did eSport close down, or did they just like what?
Yeah, as far as I know,
happened?
that's what happened. That just didn't work out. I don't know any
Okay.
detail. I just know that the place had to close.
Right, just the place, because I'm pretty sure didn't eSport have like multiple venues? Am
I don't
crazy?
think
Didn't
so.
they have,
I
like...
think they just had one.
Oh, okay.
Or at least like maybe they just started. Like just like how I think Chaos also has one, and maybe they will have more in the future.
Okay.
But don't
okay.
quote me
Fair
on that, because again, like I'm not the most involved in the event itself.
Fair enough. For those that are wondering what the hell we're talking about, House, the sponsor of this tournament, has actually held offline events at their local gaming bar. So we have had some Polish LAN events occurring, and if you happen to be native to Poland, if you happen to be in the area, and maybe you're a fan of StarCraft, and maybe you didn't know about this event, maybe you're like, wait, what? There's some LANs in Poland? Yes. Every now and then, we have been having some offline events, and I believe the qualifiers were already had, and there's an offline event scheduled for, is it December or January?
Yeah, on the beginning of December there will be a LAN event in Warsaw in the house bar.
Yeah. There you go. So if you happen to be in the area, whether you're native to Poland or maybe you're just going to be traveling to Poland, if you are a fan of StarCraft in December, bam, we got a LAN for you then and there. We will be casting it on this channel in English as well, at least doing our best to cast it, as long as it doesn't clash with anything else.
Right. Read what Eiston said.
What did he say?
They should call them Polans.
Ay. Oh, it's getting out of hand, crew. Now there are two of them. There's Iceland and this Steel Mold.
Only two?
Ay. They encourage the chat. It's they're animals. They're whole animals. As we're getting into our game here, and we have our tech of choice, nothing too crazy has been happening in the early game, but it is going to be a Stargate opener into Phoenixes. This should be leading into eventual Robo and Colossus production from ArT. Meanwhile, back at home, Spirit getting into his 1-1-1 and actually making an abundance of Hellions in the early game. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is a lot of Hellions, and it looks like all of those Hellions will be now moving across the map towards ArT, together with this drop, a few Marines as well.
Yeah, a very aggressive push here from Spirit. We'll see if he can break through. With all these Hellions, he can work through the Adepts. He can even get into a middle line and roast up these probes as well. So a very aggressive push coming in, and ArT has no idea. No shield battery.
Yeah, there's no shield battery, there are only few Adepts. The Phoenixes will definitely help, but they cannot deal with the entire army before it deals damage, but we'll see what it can actually do.
Yeah, every single Adept goes down. The Hellions, they bust into the middle line as well. They are very low, but they're still getting a lot of damage done as the boys, they have to be pulled.
Yeah, the boys have to be pulled, but slowly the Medivac is being dealt with, the Hellions are being dealt with, but 8 workers already going down.
Yeah, we're not done. We do have a couple more workers falling here too. 3 Marines. We get the Phoenix as well. And Spirit is getting an insane amount of damage done here. 11, 12, soon to be 12 workers here do fall. ArT finally holds. But again, there's still some more coming out across the map. We have additional Vikings, additional Cyclones. I don't think we really intend to push, but this is going to be enough anti-air to defend and make sure that these Phoenixes don't get out of control.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's important to keep in mind that after all of that happened, like, both players are basically even on workers. It's like, neither one got like a super extra like advantage, but it definitely hurt ArT quite a lot and stopped him in his tracks.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go, the Cyclones, they catch some Stalkers in the center of the map as well, but we have Phoenixes and Spirit overextends. He's going to be losing his entire army here. Quite an expensive army at that. The Cyclones as well as the Vikings as they are forced to land. Spirit, he's playing Bio, he's not playing Mech. He has been making a lot of Mech units, don't get me wrong, but he is transitioning out of this, and yeah, it did overextend a little bit there. I'm sure he was hoping to catch the Phoenixes. I don't think he was expecting those Stalkers.
Yeah, the Stalkers did look like a surprise right there in the middle of the map, and that means ArT can now breathe a bit more easily. He's getting the shield battery finally on the front, and he will be able to get to the Colossi, which definitely will help against the Bio.
Yeah, this entire time he wanted to get into Phoenix Colossus, but the Colossi have been delayed because of all the aggression. So in that sense, I want to say that Spirit has a solid lead here. When we're even in workers, that's always a better thing for the Terran, so he's ahead economically, and he was able to delay the production. He's moving out across the map. These Phoenixes, they're getting damaged, don't get me wrong. SCVs are falling, but this also means that the Phoenixes won't be at home to defend this turret.
Yeah, exactly, and what else does ArT really have? Like, there's not a lot of units. There's 2 Stalkers in the base. 2 Stalkers, that's it.
Yeah, that's a lot of Stalkers. It's not going to be enough though, as this space is under threat. The Colossus does arrive, and Spirit is going to be landing his forces here. He's going to be threatening these Colossi. The Phoenixes do make it back home, and can ArT protect this base?
Well, he will try to, and the Phoenixes will help, but they are mostly out of energy because of the harassment early on, so they will be just dealing with the Vikings. But clearly, that is enough.
Yeah, it is enough, and once again, another overextension out of Spirit. I like the idea of pressuring this space, but after he saw the Colossus come out, after he saw the Phoenixes come back, he was caught out, and that was another big loss here for Spirit. Looking at the units, a loss tab here, again, 8 Cyclones and 2 Vikings have gone down. Quite a lot of resources from the Terran.
Yeah, as I said before, like, it was starting well for Spirit, but over time he keeps overextending, and he... I don't want to say that he's losing that lead, but like, he's losing a lot of like unnecessary units.
Yeah. Exactly, some unnecessary losses here from Spirit. But behind this, he did take a fast third base, and now he's going to be landing on location, soon to be in orbital as well. So ArT is able to slightly take a worker lead here, but Spirit should be able to catch up soon once this third base really does kick in. The downside here for Spirit is that this entire time he's been looking to gain momentum and to snowball out of control, but ArT is stabilizing, and that Colossus count is slowly getting higher and higher.
Yeah, and it's definitely not stopping either. Charge wheel is on the way as well, so that will also further like strengthen this army. And yeah, I mean, the more time Spirit gives to ArT, like the better that army will be. And Spirit keeps losing his units, so like he keeps like having to remake that army, and at some point he may just be caught off guard.
Yeah, an unfortunate supply block as well here from Spirit, but he should be breaking free from that soon. He is rebuilding his army though from scratch here with tanks, with the Marauders as well. This is becoming a very beefy army here from Spirit, and his move out will be quite hefty. I'm just concerned by the time he does move out, we may see some disruptors already as the Phoenixes they push in, and an adventurous move here from ArT, and he goes straight to the main.
Yeah, I mean, ArT also, with these Phoenixes, is able to keep an eye on the army of Spirit, so he knows what he has to prepare for, and he decides that he has enough. He's moving across the map.
He is moving out. His goal here may just be to meet the army in the center and just to chip away at it. I don't know if he really wants to push into this location. There are 2 tanks ready, but that's a lot of charge lots, and charge lots, they do a great job at just collapsing this location. The Observer hasn't spotted. Can it escape? Up!
No, it can't. There's also a warping point on the south, so there will be reinforcements ready for ArT when the time comes, and it looks like he's ready to attack.
Yeah, exactly. And ideally, he would like to see this army on siege and then dive on it, but he doesn't have the luxury of having vision here. He's just going for another warp in, making some more Archons, getting ready to collapse here to just go all in at this third base. He does have a fourth behind this. He's working on +2 on Blink, but he has arrived.
Yeah, he's trying to set up a position and he's moving straight in. The Zealots are going against the Bio. The Colossus are definitely helping, but the Bio is moving back, and a lot of it still survives, but the tanks are now going down.
Yeah, the tanks are exposed. The tanks are all going to fall one after the other. There's only a Bio army left. The Colossus stands strong, but they are losing their buffer here. Looking very exposed, but it looks like the Colossus, yeah, they're getting out of control, and the third base is going to be broken.
Yeah, that said, there are reinforcements from Spirit, and the Colossus will now be falling down. The Phoenixes alone are not able to support them, and the Warpins are way too late.
Yeah, the Warpins are too late, and it looks like ArT will lose his army. He almost did it. He almost broke through. He almost got on top of the third base. That was a very close fight, but ArT barely did not have enough. 1 or 2 more Warpins of Zealots would have been it. And now ArT is falling behind. To lose Colossi like that, it takes a long time to rebuild your Robo-based units, and he's only making 1 at a time. He has 1 Immortal.
Yeah, he's going for Disruptors instead, which, I mean, makes sense, because that definitely can turn the fight into your favor, but yeah, if Spirit attacks soon, I'm afraid ArT will not be able to get much defenses ready.
Yeah. The reality is that Spirit's army doesn't take too long to rebuild. It's very cheap as well with Marines, Marauders. He's pushing on forward, and ArT, he needs time to remax, and it's time that he just does not have because Spirit is pushing out. And ArT, he's going to have 1 Disruptor to defend, 1 Immortal, a handful of Archons. Even with a good Purification Nova, I'm not too sure if ArT can hold against this push.
Yeah, it definitely won't be easy. And there are Ghosts in this army right now as well, so they will be able to deal with these Archons quite easily.
Yeah, they really will. Here comes that Disruptor. Here comes the first Nova, but we are going to be able to pull back. It does not connect. This fourth base is going to go down.
Yeah, so funnily enough, just how Spirit was overextending early on, it looks like ArT overextending has got him in like real trouble, because Spirit is now sieging his base. At the same time, he is getting some damage done on the other side of the map though.
Yeah, 3, 4 SCVs go down. It's nice. Another Nova goes off, but it is going to be avoided by Spirit. He does pull back his army, and yeah, he smells blood in the water. He knows that he can push on forward. Another Nova goes off, but there are only 2 Disruptors. Those are both Novas, and we don't really have anything left here in the chamber. ArT, he is amassing an army, but I don't know if he can really take this head on.
Yeah, it definitely won't be easy. And there are more reinforcements coming from Spirit, so it will only get harder. And yeah, Spirit is about ready to attack. ArT is trying to go around, but he will also lose that base at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. His new fourth base is under siege. He collapses on this army, tries to set up a surround. It looks like the tank is going to go down. ArT is forcing this back, but he's been contained here to 3 bases because that fourth base was denied.
Yeah, not only is he contained, he is chasing this army of Spirit, as at the same time the other force is moving straight into his natural. He will be recalling these Disruptors, but I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah, a little bit trigger happy. Both Novas go off. Both Novas, they miss as well. And Spirit can now lay siege upon the third base. The Disruptors, they go down one after the other. GG gets called. And Spirit will take game number 1.
GG.
GG, well played. And even though Spirit coming into this is the favored player, you know, he is the previous edition's champion, even the Lands champion as well. Arguably, Spirit is the best player in all of Poland. But ArT wasn't looking too bad either. He definitely had some moments, and there was that fight at the third base of Spirit that ArT almost took his way. He was almost able to break Spirit then and there.
I do agree that I feel like I mean, ArT was missing like maybe 1 or 2 rounds of Warpins, like with that army, like maybe some reinforcements, because he was taking care of like taking down that third base. He was dealing with the workers. It's the reinforcements of Spirit that came after that was able to get his army down.
Yeah, exactly. The defender's advantage of Spirit was just a little bit too strong, and ArT just wasn't able to overwhelm him. And with that, that is game 1 in the books, but it's a best of 3. It's a best of 3. We've got plenty of games ahead of us, or at least 1 more game ahead of us here. ArT has a chance to bring it all back. Spirit needs 1 more to advance on to the grand finals.
Yes, indeed. As we are waiting for that lobby to be made, and I mean, Again, as you said, Spirit is quite a favorite in this tournament, but I mean, ArT is definitely able to contend with the top.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't write him off yet.
Exactly. When it comes to the players that can potentially bring down Spirit, I think of Geralt, I think of ArT, I think of Cristiano, you know, I think of these top tier Protoss players in Poland. They have chances. Again, I don't know if I wouldn't call them the favorites, but they can bring it here to Spirit. They can make him bleed at least a little bit, and I want to believe that we can force the ace match. I'm hoping to get another game out of these two, but it's not up to me. It's up to the players as we are loading in to that second game.
That we are, and players have decided to have the second game on hard lead LE.
Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, I hope everyone in the chat is enjoying themselves as well. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. As a reminder, this is a bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, we do host this event for, of course, all the Polish players. And if you want a laser, sign up again. And poke him on Twitter. Este a laser.
I don't know, does he use Twitter?
I don't know. Poke him on the Facebook.
Sure. Instagram.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, we are back to our semi-finals. We are currently in game 2 of this best of 3 and we are on hard lead LE. Spawning in the top left corner, we have our blue Terran player representing System Gaming. It is Spirit.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent currently down in the series, but not out. We have the pink Polish Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is ArT. Here we go, and again, that last game was looking quite close. ArT, he thought he had the kill move, and he barely could not break his Terran opponent. But now we get into a completely different game here. We are loading into hard lead. Of course, the rush distance by ground on this map is a little bit shorter. Good luck, have fun, Tam. What is Tam?
There.
Okay.
I don't know why he said that. Don't ask me.
Okay. He's just being friendly, you know? He's just
Yeah,
specifying
yeah.
where he's throwing the good luck, have fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, hey there, so like, I guess, good
Yeah.
GFJF there. Yeah, makes sense.
There you go. As he does come in for a probe scout, he's just getting an eye on things, and Spirit is going for an economic opener. It's going to be a Rax Expand, single gas opener here, so again, very economic, and this is kind of what we know Spirit for. As I say that, last game was pretty crazy for Spirit to rush into that many Hellions and that many Cyclones as well. Yeah, we saw an aggressive side from Spirit that we don't often see.
Yeah, I mean, he does strike me as more of a, you know, heavy macro player, just getting to the late game and like developing his tech, but we'll see if he wants to be aggressive again or if he is returning to more calm style, to put it that way.
Yeah, like it was wild. Like last game he went up to, I think it was 8 Hellions, and behind that he went up to like 6 Cyclones into Vikings. Like it was, yeah, something that I'm not too accustomed to in this matchup. Maybe Spirit was just experimenting a little bit, or has been playing out, or trying out a different style, especially with the new Cyclone. It didn't work out in the end, but I appreciate that Spirit, he was, you know, spreading his wings, and he was showing off a little bit and showing us something a little bit different from the usual Spirit.
Yeah, on the other side though, what do you think ArT is going for? What do you like? Because I mean, he was getting into Phoenix Colossi and he kind of like went through with that plan. But what is his plan for game 2?
Well, we can see that his tech of choice here is not going to be a Stargate, it's going to be a Twilight Council instead. So this screams a Blink Stalker variation of opening. I say variation because there are different kind of styles. You can go 2-gate Blink, 3-gate Blink, or 4-gate Blink. They each have like different levels of aggression and different levels of like defensive play or even economic play as well. So we'll see how many gateways get thrown down as ArT is completely shifting gears here with his tech.
Yeah, indeed, it is that Blink, as you said, and so far we have how many? 3 gates?
Oh.
4 gates?
Yeah, there we go. We have 3 gates on the way. We have 1 gate done, so it's going to be 4-gate Blink out of ArT. So one of the more aggressive variants of this is going to be looking to be very in the face of Spirit. He's going to be looking to get across the map, blink into the main, and get damage done.
Yeah, but at the same time, Spirit is preparing an aggression of his own as he is working on those Widow Mines, and it looks like we will have a Widow Mine drop.
Yeah, the Widow Mine drop here is designed to get some damage, yes, but primarily it's designed to scout. If you look at the vision of Spirit, he hasn't seen the main. He doesn't know what ArT is up to, whether it's a Phoenix opener, and even if it's Blink, how many gateways. So Spirit, he needs to figure that out sooner rather than later, so he can adjust accordingly and prepare back at home.
Yeah, and that Widow Mine drop will be going out, but look at the vision. Look at the vision from ArT. I don't think that drop is sneaking by.
Oh yeah, the drop does come across the Warp Prism. That's already a bit of a tell as they do scout each other. And the drop is going to force these Stalkers to turn back around. We do have a Warp in back at home, and the drop is going to be denied. But seeing all these Stalkers is a tell, and Spirit should be preparing back at home.
Yeah, that he should. ArT is trying to hunt down this Medivac, but I don't think he's quite able to do it. At the same time, the Warp is now on the other side of the map, so the attack is about to begin.
Yeah, exactly. But this drop is going to force Supply to stay back at home. We do have that Warp Prism. We're going to be warping in 4 Stalkers at a time. Back at home, we have 2 bunkers in the natural, 1 bunker in the main. Tanks are on the way. Spirit, he's taking this very seriously, but one of these bunkers is not going to finish.
Yeah, one won't finish. The other one is full, and the tank is there to support as well. But the main base is quite barren still. The Marines are there to save the day, but the tank is still in production.
It's still in production. The bunker gets denied once again here in the main base. Without a tank, we cannot hold. There's only 1 tank and it's in the natural. It's not in the main. And ArT commits to the warp, and his goal here is to get on top of the production and to get on top of this tank.
And he does it. He does blink in. He gets down the tank. The Raven is also damaged, but not down yet. And the SCVs are forced off the line.
Yeah, the boys are being pulled. The tanks and reinforcers do come in, and ArT is being forced out of the main base. He's getting a lot of economic damage done, but he has lost control of the main.
Yeah, the attack, I mean, as you said, he did get the damage done, but I don't think he can get a lot more done. Actually, all the forces were moved from the natural, so he will be able to put a lot of damage on that bunker, but will not destroy it.
Oh yeah, the mass repair does keep the bunker alive. At the same time, the drop actually came back home. It's actually... Okay, it's coming back out. It may have been F2'd back home, but it's moving back out once again as ArT. He's not done. He blinks into the main base. He gets on top of the add-ons here. There is a tank in the back line. And can we actually punish that as the Marine army is still looking quite strong here?
Yeah, there are 2 tanks now. There is one in the natural, there is one in the main, so ArT has to be very careful dancing with his stalkers, but I mean, he's still able to get some damage done. He's still able to at least be annoying to Spirit's production.
Yeah, again, because there's no stim, without tanks to support these Marines, they can't really do anything. They can't do anything against this army, and ArT, he knows it, which is why he's just continuing to apply on more and more pressure. We have now a split push here from ArT. He's going to try to pull apart the attention of Spirit as he gets into the mineral line.
Yeah, at the same time, the drop deals damage. 10 probes are actually falling down. ArT was paying too much attention to the attack on the front lines and completely forgot his main base, and I mean, he's getting nice damage on this side of the map, but it's nothing compared to what Spirit did.
Yeah, this is brutal. It's not just the double drop, the mine drop, but also the Raven as well. 14 probes go down, and both Widow Mines were saved, which means Spirit, he can go back in, and he can potentially do that again. So any kind of advantage that ArT had, and he did have an advantage, is now gone at this point. Now he's falling behind economically. He does have a 3rd base, so he can make 3 probes at a time, but we're not done. The auto turret comes back in, and so does the drop.
Yeah, the maybe it goes down, but the Widow Mine will try to wander into the mineral line, and oh, it will not get a shot off, but still a lot of damage has been done. The second... That's an interesting spot for a mine.
It's stuck.
Yeah, it's stuck.
It can't leave.
But, I mean, it's stuck, but it's also safe there. If you're not
It is
paying
safe.
attention.
At the same time, yeah, the Blink Stalkers, they dive into the natural base. 1 tank goes down. This time, the bunker will also fall as well. ArT, he is doing some counter damage across the map. Stim is going to finish up in a couple of seconds, but it's not done yet.
Oh yeah, Steam is still not done. It's about to finish. At the same time, Storm is also on the way, but do we even have any High Templars? We have 2.
We have a couple of High Templar, but it looks like with Stim, Spirit, he is broken free from the shackles of his 2 bases. He can now move out across the map, and now ArT is on the back foot. As you mentioned, thankfully, he does have some Stalkers. Sorry, he has some High Templar back at home for Storms, and we'll see how good those connections are, because Spirit is pushing out.
Yeah, and again, this is a very heavy Marine army, so a lot of units that are quite weak to those storms, but the Raven harassment does not end. It's still pulling attention of ArT, and he still has to split his forces, so now the Marines are just waltzing straight into the base.
Yeah, charge isn't done. It just now started. We dive on top of the tanks. The first tank goes down. The second tank as well, though the prism falls.
Yeah, both players suffering heavy losses, but Spirit is losing more of his more important units, and it looks like this Gateway army will be able to stop the Terran for now.
For now, but the Zealots go down, and something that was very important there, the Prism fell. Both High Templar were in that War Prism. They got sniped,
Oh.
which is why there were no Storms in that fight, and why we don't have enough energy for a Storm now here with these new High Templar. So that was a big blow to ArT to lose those High Templar.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that they were loaded in, and that is indeed really bad, and
Yeah.
ArT realizes it. GG.
GG gets called. Despite the aggression from ArT, he wasn't able to keep up with the counterattacks, and Spirit takes the series 2-0.
Gee.
GG, well played. ArT, he was achieving quite a lot there. He was doing a lot of damage to Spirit, but the mind drop was crazy. 14 probes to go down, and not just that, but the follow-up as well. The fact that he lost his Prism, his High Templar, no Storms, like Spirit, after he broke free, he did so much counter damage, and he was not stopping. He was not slowing down either. Spirit, again, there's a reason why he was the previous edition's champion. GG.
Yeah, definitely. Spirit has been a favorite of these tournaments, and as you said, it's kind of like when Spirit was no longer contained, he kind of like released his power and just started to destroy ArT in every direction.
Yeah, it was quite insane, quite intense there. GG, well played. Spirit advances on to the grand finals, where he's going to be waiting for his next Protoss opponent. We mentioned it before, but it's only Spirit amongst all these Protoss players. And up next, we have Geralt versus Rodzin.